Nothing is more disheartening than watching your thriving tomato plants suddenly wilt under a blazing sun or, seemingly overnight. You've watered them, fed them, maybe even staked them up, but still, their leaves droop, curl, and fade. Before you panic, there's a little-known solution that might just bring them back to life. It's cheap, natural, and backed by plant science. In fact, this simple spritz has saved many gardens from midsummer collapse. Let's dig in. Welcome back to Botanical Bliss, where we decode garden problems and deliver real, effective solutions. Today we're unlocking the secrets behind a natural spritz made with baking soda, a drop of oil, and a bit of soap. It might sound like a household cleaner, but in the garden world, it doubles as a powerful ally against the hidden enemies behind tomato wilt fungal diseases and environmental stress. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make it, when to apply it, and what else to watch for when tomatoes start to sag. Tomato wilting isn't always about water. In fact, one of the most common causes is fungal pressure, early blight, powdery mildew, and other pesky pathogens that creep in when humidity rises or when soil splashes onto the leaves. These fungi, they don't just leave spots. Nope, they interfere with how the plant breathes and transports water. That's where the baking soda solution comes in handy. A USDA-recommended mix of 1 tablespoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon vegetable oil, a small squirt of mild soap, and a gallon of water creates a protective layer that makes it harder for fungi to thrive. Just spray it directly onto your tomato leaves, especially the undersides where those sneaky pathogens hide and multiply. But this mixture is more than just a preventative. If caught early, fungal issues can be stopped in their tracks before they take out entire branches. Baking soda raises the pH on the leaf surface, creating an environment that many common fungi simply can't tolerate. Meanwhile, the oil and soap help the mixture stick to the foliage instead of running off with the next watering. Apply it in the early morning or late evening, never during peak sun, or you risk leaf burn. And always reapply after rain or every 5 to 7 days to maintain protection during disease-prone periods. Now let's say your tomato plant is wilting, but it's not from disease. Environmental stress, particularly inconsistent watering, can cause wilting too. Tomatoes are sensitive to water fluctuations. A sudden dry spell followed by overwatering doesn't just confuse the plant, it damages the roots. That's why deep, consistent watering and mulch around the base are just as important as what you spray on the leaves. Wilting is sometimes the plant's way of saying, "I can't keep up with the extremes." To cover all bases, pair the baking soda spritz with a soil check. Dig your fingers a few inches into the soil. If it's dry down below but soggy near the top, you're probably watering too frequently but not deeply enough. Try bottom watering or a slow trickle at the base of the plant to encourage roots to grow deeper, stabilizing your plant during heat waves. And always mulch with straw shredded leaves or compost to lock in moisture and keep the soil temperature balanced. Don't overlook airflow either. Tomato plants packed too closely or growing in windless corners of balconies or patios can become microhavens for fungus and stress. Prune the lower leaves and suckers from the bottom 12 inches of the plant to encourage air circulation. This also makes your spritz more effective as it reaches the most vulnerable zones without being blocked by overcrowded foliage. Now here's one final pro tip. If your tomato plants are in containers and you're still seeing wilt after using the spray and correcting watering, check the roots. Container-grown tomatoes can quickly become root-bound. This limits water absorption no matter how well you're hydrating. Gently slide the plant out of the pot. If roots are circling tightly, it's time to either move to a larger container or root prune and replant with fresh soil. Follow up with a good watering and a fresh spritz, and you'll likely see recovery in a matter of days. You know, it's easy to assume wilt equals doom, but in truth it's often a warning sign you can correct. The baking soda spritz isn't a miracle cure, but when combined with smart cultural practices, it becomes a powerful natural line of defense. Best of all, it's safe for beneficial insects and soil health, something we care deeply about here on Botanical Bliss. So next time your tomatoes start to droop, don't reach for synthetic fungicides or overcompensate with water. Try this simple, time-tested spritz. Monitor your soil, improve airflow, use mulch wisely. With these steps, your tomatoes can bounce back stronger than ever. If this guide helped you, don't forget to subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share it with a fellow gardener battling summer wilt. We bring you natural fixes, proven methods, and the kind of plant wisdom that keeps gardens blooming year after year. Stay rooted and keep growing smart.